Good morning, mi gente, and Happy New Year. It's 9 a.m. I know, gay people and an LGBTQ plus Kiki at 9 in the freaking morning. Well, that's why I'm still in bed. Me, I'm FayWhat, and welcome back to the FayWhat Show, the only show where we spill the queer tea from my bed. This program was created by Hotspots Happening Out. The FayWhat Show is America's first LGBTQ plus morning show, and I'm broadcasting live and also available on demand. In 2026, our Hotspots magazine celebrates 41 years of documenting the LGBTQ plus experience. It's the largest publication of its kind in Florida and one of the oldest in America. Happening Out Television Network's Queer News Tonight is celebrating over 11,000 television stories and more than 11 million streaming views so far. It's the most watched LGBTQ news and information show in the world. Hotspots Happening Out will be producing some of the most incredible LGBTQ plus events, including Wilton Manor's Stonewall Pride Parade and Festival and Pride Fete. We represent the same model of PBS and NPR. We are a nonprofit 501c3 organization whose mission is to educate and serve the LGBTQ plus community. It is Tuesday, January 6, 2026. We have lots of fun things to talk about, so come on, let's go.
Gay boys, hashtag that girl. Sunbeams, drag queens, L-word. Is that girl the girl of all our dreams? She's everything that every girl should be. Aqua, South Beach, hashtag that girl. Pride-filled, tea-dance, Wilton. Is that girl Latina, but she's universal too. If you find a girl to love, only one girl to love, then she'll be that girl too. That girl.
So I'm super excited to bring back to my bed the gorgeous, the amazing, the very handsome. What else can I say about Alexander Zinos? He's a singer, he's a songwriter, he's a performer, and he's a low-key revolutionary. Yeah, all right, that's how he rolls. You may know him from his powerhouse vocals, his big heart, or the fact that he once turned a whole performance into a fundraiser for Sunshine Pride House. Please welcome to my bed, the one, the only, Alexander Zinos. The audience goes, wow. How are you, baby boy?
I'm great, Faye, especially now that I'm here with you.
Aw, thank you so much for being back in bed with me.
No, it's a privilege, surely.
God, so much has happened since the last time you've been in bed with me. I got to see you perform at P-Town, which we were just talking about. That was just incredible. I mean, like, I felt like you ran that town. You know what I mean? Like, I remember just like going through the streets. If you've never been to P-Town, get your butt there, okay? Go during season, go to Carnival, do whatever you can. Mm-hmm. It's a bucket list thing to write off, but then you'll want to keep on going back, you know? It's a small, huge place. You know what I mean? I just remember I was only there for 5 days, but I just remember that I needed to get to where you were performing. And I couldn't remember the name of the place, right? And so I'm asking random people, like, it's something about a tin or something to do. It's Alexander Zinos, right? He's from South Florida, but he's performing here somewhere. And they told me where you were, like down a side street, and I found you and Cal there, like after you guys had performed, you know? That is the kind of place that it is, you know?
No, that's so true.
People are there supporting other people. Performers are support other people. Families are there supporting other people. Like, it's it's one of those places that you go to and you leave different.
Mm-hmm. That's so true. And I feel like they, as a community, are so welcoming and they leave so much space for like new family. And I think that's what's beautiful, especially like coming from the LGBTQ community, where sometimes things can feel like, well, I have my spot, people get territorial, but no, they're like, the more the merrier. We're here for one big gay party. There's something there for everyone. Like, there's a themed week throughout the entire summer. So there's Circuit Week, Lesbian Week, Bear Week, Family Week, because families can actually go see drag shows together because they don't have crazy governors who make crazy laws and erase our sidewalks.
God.
So
yeah. You know, you're part of the LGBTQ plus community. You've got a beautiful girlfriend. You've got an incredible dog. You know, you had a couple of, well, well, some of us had a couple of weeks off during the holidays, right? Like, did you have a day where you did nothing? Like, what did that look like at all?
Oh, yeah. I think after I got back from P-Town, because I went right after World AIDS Day.
You were there for a month or something. You were there for a while.
Yeah, for like 2 weeks. But it did feel like a month because we did do World AIDS Day where we did that on November 30th with Can Community Health. And then we went and we just went straight from Fort Lauderdale to Tampa the next day. I missed my flight. Don't tell anyone. I know I knocked out because I personally helped like break things down.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah, and I just was so exhausted. But we got another flight and I made it to the performance with enough time, luckily. But, after that, I went straight to P-Town. So then I was there pretty much gone for 2 weeks. And after that, I got back around the 16th, the 17th, and I just did my Friday shows at the Greystone and like really took time to like relax and enjoy family and enjoy friends and like prepare for the storm that's this concert.
Yeah. Let me talk real quick about the one time, not the one time, because you're always honestly promoting and donating your time, and you're just such an incredible force. You just are, right? And I just have to mention, about your performance when you donated every dollar to Sunshine Pride House, no ego, no cut, none of that, you just said, this is personal, I need to do this. Where did that come from? Is that like your parents that made you such a great kid? Like what? Where does that come from?
I mean, my parents, I felt like we're good people. Like usually people kind of tend to be like averagely like decent citizens. I don't want to shade them in any way. I probably didn't start to feel that way until I was about like 20 and everything. I think I had gone out to California for a short stint and I went through some hard times. And at some point I was living out of my car for 2 weeks.
Wow.
And, during that time I kept like focusing, I was just very young. So I kept focusing on like, oh, the world is so bad. Why are there so many bad things in the world? And I think there was just this little voice inside my head that was like, if it's so bad, why don't you change it, huh? Like, do something about it. And I was like, well, don't tell me what to do, but yeah. And so I think ever since then, my drive has really been about how can I make the world a better place, even if it's small little changes that are right in front of us, the way that I change, the way that I interact with the world, the way that I think about the world in front of us.
Yeah.
And how I stand as, an example for what other people can do to see the world or experience the world. And so I shaped that with my music and everything. I think, though, specifically with donating every dollar, one of my biggest influences was Glenn Weinzimmer.
Oh, Glenn.
And
with the Smart Ride.
With the Smart Ride.
Yes.
And he really made sure every single dollar was donated right back to the people who needed it most.
Yes.
There was no like special favors to this person, or we're trying to make this person look good, or we're trying to like get more money for advertising, or none of that. Just pure, honest, like,
we're doing this for this.
And if you want to be a part of that, you can be a part of that.
Well, and you even rode.
Yeah, and I rode in it too, and it was an amazing experience. It was a once in a lifetime experience because it was the last Smart Ride too, and we raised $2 million. It was insane, and
amazing.
Since then, I've wanted to embody that spirit. And, in a way, I always try to find like one mitzvah every year, which is like one really good deed. And even though, I'm not Jewish, it doesn't mean I can't embody
no, of course
the
not.
spirituality and the hope in all spiritualities.
But if not you, then who, right? I mean, that's it,
yeah.
And all these little things make a big thing, right? And these little things may be little to you, but they might be monumental to the people you're doing it for.
It's so true.
You know what I mean? Like, I really feel that there's like 500 people doing the jobs of 3 million when it comes to good deeds. You know what I mean? Like, and it could be a little exhausting.
Yeah, definitely picking up the slack for a lot of people out there. But it's worth it, in the long run.
Well, and, but I honestly believe, aside from being super talented and super gorgeous, as you can see, you do good, which is why good comes to you. You know what I mean? Like, at least from my seat. Like, let's talk about your concert that's coming up in January 10th. It's in the next couple of days. So, you got to get your tickets now, Brand new Gray Box Theater. right? Civil disobedience. That title alone sounds like freaking trouble that I want to get into, right? What kind of night are you trying to give people?
I think the whole point of being disobedient in my head, in my mind, is I think we all hit a point as a community where we busted our asses in the world. We busted our asses in this country to make a certain outcome happen back in 2021. And I think that we ran ourselves dry till the tank was empty. And we suffered a very hard blow as a community, as a people, like just last year, and it continues to be painful. And a lot of people are kind of just sitting there in fear, waiting for, I don't know, a giant meteor to strike above their heads, in a sense. And I think in that moment, while they're waiting, it's just like, well, don't let that control you. They're captivating you. Like, let's break out of this. Let's have fun. Like, fuck that shit. If I can curse for 5 seconds, like, I think we're not going to let them stop us. We're not going to let them erase our rainbow sidewalks. If they're going to erase them, fine, fuck you. We'll go and we'll paint bike racks. We'll go and I'll paint my chest and run around the streets with rainbows on myself if I have to. We're going to defy that, and we're going to have fun while doing it, because they want us to be afraid, and I'm never going to let that win. I'm going to, hold my chest up high and sing my songs and pound my drums and really make a statement. And everyone who hears that and hears that, frequency and resonates with it is welcome to join and just, live a night in liberty and revitalization, and just really take back their claim to their happiness.
I love that. I feel like you're inviting people into a revolution, and you're like, come on, we have the fatigue, right? Like, we've been through it. Let's fight together. Let's show that we, instead of looking at the cup as half empty, let's look at what we have done, right?
Exactly.
And where we can be if we unite and do what we have to do.
As a community, too, because that's all we have. At the end of the day, we are here for us. And that's all it is a reminder of that, and kind of a reward for all the hard work we've done. Not a preachy, we need to do more of this, or we need to do, fuck that shit. We don't need to do more of anything but have fun and talk to each other and communicate, That's my thought on it.
So this isn't just a concert. This is you and the Birds of Paradise, of course, my Birds of Paradise. Hi, David. Hi. Full band, pop rock, classic rock, originals, big vocals, big feelings. You know what I mean? Like when people walk into Gray Box that night, what do you want them to feel before the very first song?
I want them to feel energized, excited. I want people to lean in, and I want them to feel like they can dress up and dress out and really just kind of feel that revolution of we're coming here and we're excited as a group to receive this. And I want to share that with everyone. I want to take these moments. It's not just, about me singing and anyone just watching. I'll always love to find those boundaries that we can break, where I get to bring people in on it, and I get to, kind of share this with my friends and family and the community who I love so much. Because really, there's always someone new coming to the concert, but to me, they're still family, and it's just like P-Town, like there's always space. We'll make space, and I'm always eager to make a new friend and to invite people into that experience.
Well, and that's something I love about you, is that, you are super talented, but you're also relatable. You're also attainable. Like, you talk to everybody. You know what I mean? Like, you don't make it seem like I'm hot. Oh. I'm not talking to you, and I'm talented. Who are you? You know what I mean? Like, you're not that way at all, and you, I've seen you perform. I've been blessed to see him perform a bunch of times. And at the No Day But Today concert, like, you took us for a ride. You took us for a journey. Like, I was in there. I was like, I had to pee, and I was like, I'm not going nowhere, right? Like, and that's what it's going to be like at the Gray Box. So Gray Box Theater is brand new. Wilton Manors is watching, and this feels like a total moment, which is going to be. Why is this the room? Why is this the place to have it? This will be the first time that you are on the Gray Box stage. Like, how wonderful is that? Why is this the perfect place to have this?
I feel like the Gray Box is exactly the perfect stage that the Birds of Paradise and I were looking to take because, you know, it's a community-built space. This has been fueled and powered by the commissioners, by the city, by each and every volunteer that has been working with the theater. The board is built of, you know,
Incredible
community
people.
icons,
Yes.
people who like make this community shake
we
and
all
make it and
respect.
move it, that
Yes.
we all respect.
Yes, 100.
And you know, to me, that means something, especially with where I try to come at things with how I want to change the world with everything I do. And I believe in this project. I believe in this community. And I believe in all the potential that we can, you know, achieve if we continue down the path that we're we're heading towards.
Yeah.
And it was such an easy choice to like pick this theater, and I'm honestly personally blessed to have the theater there as a community member and to be able to, you know, utilize this and to have so many close friends who run this theater who are willing to help me to put this up because they likewise believe in the artists who are coming through and putting things up in this space. They want people to succeed. They want to help, you know, the arts grow.
Yep.
And this is that kind of, like, I think John Hayden said it great, the best, that, you know, this is now one of those spaces that's going to become a springboard for a lot of small artists in the community, you know, from moving from 30, 50, 100 people, you know, from the Foundry to, you know, the Empire stages to even the bars, the Alibis, the small pub shows, like, you know, the scenes. It's going to help these artists obtain, you know, that next step that gets them to the Parker, that gets them to the Aureen over at the Broward Center, or that takes them to the next big space that they're going to get to, you know, because the Gray Box has a wonderful 200, you know, 30 plus, you know, seating. They could even do more than that, but I don't think, you know, the fire department will let them.
I've already seen a movie premiere there. I met Sharon Glass there. Susie Too was there performing. I mean, like, you know, again, and
She's going to be there in February, but yeah.
And they've been open for like no months. You know what I mean? And I'm just saying, like, they've already got such great plans and such wonderful stuff to look forward to already. And like, you know, it's only January. So, you know, get your tickets for Alexander Zenos's events that's coming up January 10th, right?
Saturday.
Civil disobedience, all right? Do not sleep on this unless, you know, you want to miss out, all right? So follow Alexander Zenos on all social media at Alexander Zenos. Right? That works for me?
No,
right? Okay.
That's perfect. That's it.
And grab everything that you need from alexanderzenos.com as well. You can also go to showpass.com to get your tickets, right?
Yeah, she got it. She nailed it.
I got it. All right. Look into that camera and give them your best FayWhat so we can get started with my show.
FayWhat!
There it is. All right. Let's get started with the FayWhat show. Let's Kiki on this interesting story. So over the last 2 decades, queer culture has truly been on a journey. We quit Grindr, re-downloaded it, and called it growth. We added pronouns to bios, clocked rainbow capitalism, and watched ballroom, drag, and queer music take over the mainstream. Fashion got genderless, chosen family became everything, and joy itself turned into a form of resistance. These trends weren't just cute moments, they showed how we survive, how we connect, and how we evolve together. Queer culture doesn't stand still, and honestly, we wouldn't want it to. Queer trends that raised us, what are we all talking about? You know, queer trends, I mean, like, I think that we are, in our LGBTQ plus community, we are the ones who start so many trends, you know? And then we're not given, like, the credit for it later on. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, everybody refers to their friends now as chosen family, and we were, like, the first ones to do that, you know? For example. You don't think?
No, I didn't even know they were doing that just yet. Like, I was, like, genuinely in shock. I'm like, wait, they took that from us? How dare they? Where's my pitchfork? Where's my torches? Like,
you know, and like we were talking before the show about drag kings, you know, about how drag queens, you know, we brought that into mainstream, you know, I mean, RuPaul had a big big to do about it too. But you know what I mean? Like, you know, where when we see straight people kind of like say, oh, I love Drag Race. I've loved it forever. We're like, have you? Do you? Do you even know like where that's derived from? Do you know the history?
The culture, the like all of it, you know?
You know, like what else did I see somebody talking about the other day? Oh, like we came to eat. I'm like, didn't gay people start that also? You know, would say like, you know, we ate there, or, you know, she brought us and we ate, you know. It's, you know, like it's just like queer terminology that is just something that so easily we make up, or better yet, let me not say we, because I didn't start shit, right? But like
No, I get you. I think there's a predominant like, you know, queer people of color are also like the predominant, you know, producers of a lot of this. A lot of this is AAVE too. So, you know, it blows up through, you know, people of color communities, and then also through, you know, the queer community, and it's ours. And then you just have, you know, younger generations come through and take it, or, you know, people who don't understand what they're really saying things like slay, boots down.
But you are in that young people's
close enough, yeah,
area that you can still use it. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Like, you know, I'm seeing like older folks using that, and you're like, what? Like, is he really gonna go eat something, or is he talking about? You know what I mean? Like,
I need a top 10 best moments of that happening, like dedicated just to that. That sounds like pure comedy gold.
I know for sure. Well, this is an important conversation for our LGBTQ plus community. Help us tell these important stories by liking and subscribing to the FayWhat Show. Next up, let's Kiki on this interesting story. All right, meet Art Brezhuka-Vaneco, the man who's interviewed more twinks than Grindr on Pride Weekend. After years of man on the street Kikis on Fire Island, P-Town, and WeHo, Art says he's noticed a pattern gays need to clock: the protector friend. You know the one, the guy who wasn't asking to be interviewed but suddenly speaks for everyone. Art says it's not protection, it's jealousy. Moral of the story, if a friend keeps blocking your shine, that's not safety, that's a cock block. Watch this.
Important life lessons I learned after interviewing over 1,000 gay people in the past 2 years. I want to talk about type of friend that you should watch out for. So usually when I do interview on the street, I would come to the person and I ask, hey, any chance I can ask you a quick question for the TikTok video? It's nothing political, nothing serious. If you don't like it, I will always delete it. And most of the time people say yes. But there's a pattern of people. I call them two friends. One of them who I'm actually asking, he would want to be in a video. The other friend acts as protector or the smart one. I have no idea how to call this kind of people, but he would say, no, we actually have to go. And he speaks for his friend. And I look at this guy eyes and he really wants to talk to me. I know that he would be great. He's super chill, but his friend stopping him from doing this. And I say that you should really watch out for this kind of people. I've seen many people like walk away like this because of the pressure of their friend. And I understand where it comes from. There's a lot of people on the internet who make people look bad or make fun of people. That's not my intention. I think it's much more deeper here. I feel like very often when somebody next to you doesn't get attention that you're getting, they get jealous and they act like they're protecting you, but in reality, they're just afraid that you're gonna do something that they're not doing. Let me know in comments if you ever had this kind of friend, and what do you do with those kind of people? Do you keep them in your life, or you take a step back, or maybe you're one of them?
All right, watch out for the protector friend. What are we all talking about? Can I tell you that I had to watch this twice because I couldn't concentrate? I mean, he's doing this whole thing without a top on, right?
Oh,
and
yeah.
he's all tatted, and I'm just like, oh, he's cute. Oh,
And every
wow.
inflection, one of the pecs go off.
Yes,
And you're like,
yes. And I'm like watching that, and I'm like, wait a minute. And then I go back to, I wonder what country he's from. Oh, yeah,
it's
I like
like
the
a
accent.
Slavic country or something. So I was probably closer the first time around. Yeah.
I think so too. So what do you think about what he's saying? I mean, like he talks to people at gay places. Everybody's got that friend that is going to be kind of like the protector. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. You never know if someone's like secretly a scam artist, but then I do understand that like probably the majority of the time it's probably somebody being like, why are you talking to my friend? They're my friend. Go away. Like, or this is my person.
oh, like a jealousy thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Like we have our people that are our people. It doesn't mean we want to fuck them. It just is our people. So they
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
like belong to us kind
Yeah.
of deal, you know?
I don't want to share my friends. Whenever we're out, I'm like, don't stop she's mine.
Whatever. While I'm trying to keep the guys away from him. So whatever. He's talking a lot of shit. They're like, oh, Faye. Then they see Alexander and they forgot all about Faye. All of a sudden they're asking me to take a picture for them, not with them. Okay. Anyway, but I think we all have the protector friend. I think we all have that friend that maybe isn't as outgoing and hangs with us because we are more outgoing. You know what I mean? And not in a negative way, but it's their safe spot. Like they're able to be around all these masses without having to be around all these masses, So I think that everybody has kind of the protector friend, but I also know that we have our jealous friend also, that's kind of like, hey, no, he's mine, like there's no need for you to talk to him, and it's 2026 now, like anything that you record is forever out there. You know what I mean? And that's something that, Cal Godraj, one of my best friends and also one of your best friends, that's something that he's always very, very like aware about. You know what I mean? Like, his marketing and branding, his background is always very like, okay, 1 + 1 = 2. So be careful where this ends up. Oh, they want to ask you something? Find out what they're asking you first. And I'm like, I didn't even think about that. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. The audience is going to like all those things too. And sometimes I think cameras and being out in the wild, because like the public
being out in the wild.
It's true. Like the crazy wild, you never know what's going to happen out there. And you could just be walking down the street and somebody can just be an influencer trying to film. It's huge now, especially if you're in a populated city area. It's a little scary if you're actually out in the wild and somebody's doing that to you. But no, the city wilds. And you never know what they're filming for. They can lie to you about what they're filming, but
he looked like a twink, though. I mean, he looked like a gay boy.
I look like I'm pretty sure I saw him on Heated Rivalry. He wasn't in that.
If you haven't seen Heated Rivalry, you're probably the only 2 people. So make sure you try to go see it now. Like, hey, like Alexander said. I mean, there were MAGA people that were coming into Wilton and trying to film us. You know what I mean?
Like, why are you here? Why are you doing this? And they pretend to be like, so yeah, there is that, like, take your precautions for sure. Like, ask, what is this for? Who are you? Do you have a business card? Yeah. Like, do you have a channel that I can see your stuff? Like, and I totally protect yourself, but also you're always being filmed regardless. Like in a public space with the laws, that's like true. Anyone can just film you. Walking down the street, I'm pretty sure there's literally a whole being gay in Wilton Manors like profile where people are just randomly being filmed while they're out and about in Wilton, and it just gets posted. Like random people, you don't know, you're on the internet, like you're famous, so just be careful what you do and what you're saying and how you're representing yourself out there.
Exactly. And let's not give a bad rap to that protector friend, because they are in your life for a reason, right? You're supposed to be your fabulous self, not worrying about that. That's your role. Their role is to be the protector. That's it. No tea, no shade. Everybody needs that person in their group.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. This is an important conversation for our LGBTQ plus community. Help us tell these important stories by liking and subscribing to The FayWhat Show. Next, let's Kiki on this interesting story. Okay, Luke Evans is officially making his Broadway debut, and he's doing it in stilettos and fishnets, baby. Luke is stepping into the iconic role of Dr. Frankenfurter in the Rocky Horror Show and says he's very excited to do drag. He admits Broadway was always the dream. The show kicks off in March at Studio 54, which honestly couldn't be a more perfect home for chaos, fluidity, and don't dream it, be it energy. Luke says he's got fun ideas planned and teased, quote, "We'll see how far they let me go," end quote. Luke Evans says he is ready to do drag. What are we all talking about? Like, what an iconic role, though.
Oh, yeah, truly. Like you couldn't ask for a better role to go and do your Broadway debut. I
mean, what a dream. Like, it's just, this is like your terrain, it's not your first choice to go dress as Dr. Frankenfurter, but I can see you do it. You know what I mean? Because it's a cult classic. Like, there's so many things wrong with the movie. Okay. If you watch it now, you're like, ooh, how did they, ooh, I mean, there's a whole tranny thing where I'm like, oh, you know what I mean? But it's still an iconic movie for its time. I mean,
No, seriously, for sure. And then you have this whole aspect of just the fun of cult classics where, you know, it's supposed to be bad. That's part of the cult classic. There's those moments that are like, this is so bad, it's good.
Yeah.
It becomes like junk food and you can't stop eating it. So it's iconic to be able to have that role and to be taking it to Broadway. That's crazy.
Right? And to have it like that they turned Studio 54 into this theater. Like how dope. That's that's so iconic there. So, I mean, what a wonderful way to break into, you know, your first Broadway role. I mean, that's not an easy role. You know what I mean? Like, you also have to do it justice. Like, we're giving you a bunch of praise, but you also have to show up and do your shit. Like, it's not an easy role. That's the reason why, I don't know how many years ago this is, probably 40, 50. I think this was in the 70s or some shit. So, I mean, like, that's a long time. And every Halloween, we see I dressed like Frankenfurter last year for an event, you know, because it's like it's so common, especially in our community, you know, like, we love that kind of stuff. So, Luke Evans kicked butt. Okay, not an easy role. We'll be sending love your way. And I bet you so many queer people are going to be there for your opening night for sure. So don't mess it up.
Break a stiletto.
Break a stiletto and a fishnet. This is an important conversation for our LGBTQ plus community. Help us tell these important stories by liking and subscribing to The FayWhat Show. Here at The FayWhat Show, we need to help my gay boys. They are the blood that goes through my veins. And in our segment called Dear FayWhat, I provide my expert lesbian knowledge and my vast experience as a living, breathing gay boy in a lesbian's body to help my fellow gay boys. This week, Totally Confused sent me an email. Dear FayWhat and Hottie in Bed. That's you, by the way. Okay. I've been dating this guy for a few weeks, and he has one quirky habit I can't ignore. No matter where we are, the couch, the bed, the beach, his fingers end up between my toes, slowly back and forth. Every time, at first I thought it was cute, but now it's constant. I don't hate it, but I don't love it either. The rest of our chemistry is great, but how do I bring this up without embarrassing him? Sending love from Fort Lauderdale, signed, Totally Confused. I'm sorry, I have to laugh. Thank you so much for sending these to me. That's all I gotta say. Thank you so much. I so appreciate them. You have no idea. How can we help this person, Alexander?
I mean, I think there's a little bit of more context I could use here. I mean, like, how is he holding the toes? Like, is it like really like interlaced with each toe here? Or is it, you know, are the toenails done well? Is he getting pedicures? Or is it like gross, grown out, like unclipped toenails? Like, well, I guess they're his feet. So I'm asking the wrong questions here. But I don't know, it's kind of cute. I think it's cute, you know? Mm-hmm. Maybe you got sensitive toes, though. You know, I get it.
Yeah, no, and I think I have to agree with Alexander. Like, I'm not sure, like, is this, you said constant, right? So, like, are you, I don't know, is he making you take off your socks when you get home and he's, like, just fingering your feet? You know?
Do you have holes in your socks now because of it?
You know what I mean? Like, is that an issue? Like, you know, can you now wear stockings because, you know, things get out of hand? Things get out of hand, you know?
Or out of feet.
I mean, I don't even know how to answer this because it's like, I'm not a foot person. I told you that.
Yeah.
I'm not a foot person, but like, you know, if you touch my feet, okay, I get it. You know, if you're constantly like finger fucking my feet, I'm going to have issues with it if it's all the time. You know what I mean? Because like, I touch the floor. If my feet are clean, then maybe I don't care. I don't know. There's a lot with this, you know, like, I mean, like also if this gets the person off, I'm into getting the other person off, whatever it takes. You know what I mean?
Well, is it a sexual thing or is it like a cosquita kind of like thing? Like it's like a
a ticklish, like massaging somebody,
they do it
like
for
caressing.
To relax themselves. It's like a little like, oh, I'm gonna squeeze your hand a little bit, but instead it's you're like interlocked my fingers between your toes, you know?
I mean, like, and I'm tall, so it would take like a lot of doing to give my feet over to the person standing, you know, sitting next to me if I wasn't laying down. Like, I mean, I love all the questions sent our way all the time, and they go from really, really serious to like sometimes ridiculous, right? And I am here to help with either, right? And who am I to say that any are ridiculous? Because if this is something that's upsetting you or stopping your joy, right? Then, then I want to give it its validity, right? I don't want to minimize.
Oh, of course. Yeah, your comfort levels and your boundaries are your boundaries. And I think that's the fun part of starting relationships in a way, is getting to explore those boundaries with somebody completely new and unpredictable almost, and getting to learn how to like grow together and express each other's boundaries and share that. Because you want to be able to be honest with them. Like, they might like it, but you want to be able to share that honesty with that person and let them know how maybe it really makes you feel. Like, maybe sometimes, not all the time, if it has to be like just on your birthday, then yeah, like,
But no, I think Alexander hit it right on the head. I've been with my wife for 10 years, and I will say that if you ask me what is our secret sauce, it's that we communicate and we don't communicate, right? Like, when she needs to be left alone and I need to be left alone, we do that for each other. And when we need to communicate, we make sure to be there for each other.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think that instead of writing this to us, you should have talked to your partner, right?
Oh, yeah.
I think this is not cheating. This is not anything like that. You know what I mean? Like,
it was fun though.
it was no. You made me laugh, and I appreciate that. You can even send the same letter that you sent to me to them if it makes it any easier for you. But you should communicate with them, because I bet you if they knew that it made you feel this kind of way, it would probably be approached in a different way.
Yeah,
that's it.
I could totally see that. 100%.
Right? Yeah, there you go. See, look at us helping people wherever we go.
My question is, have you ever tried doing it back to him?
Yeah. And how about if he's like, ew, I hate that. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? He's only a doer, not a receiver.
Is he like the top in the hand-feet relationship? Like,
I mean, just saying.
Is this just a tale of two bottoms?
Oh yeah, that would be such a great story. That next hockey film will be that. The Tale of Two Bottoms.
The Tale of Two Bottoms.
I'm just saying, right? Someone out there write this book.
They both started at the top, and now they're at the bottom.
And this is a tale of two bottoms. Power bottoms, but still, all right? So, folks, keep writing and sending your questions over to FayWhat@happeningout.com, because we so appreciate them. And this is an important conversation for our LGBTQ plus community. Help us tell these important stories by liking and subscribing to The FayWhat Show. Good morning, mi gente, and welcome to my bed. Yep, still in pajamas, and today I am wrapped in love, light, and a little holiness, because joining me is one half of one of my favorite power couples on the freaking planet, all right? He's the executive minister of Sunshine Cathedral and auxiliary bishop with the Global Justice Institute, a justice warrior, a faith leader, a global traveler, and let's be honest, a man who understands the importance of a proper martini with extra olives, bitch. Please welcome my friend, my travel buddy, and a man I deeply admire, Bishop Robert Griffin.
Well, hello. I'm so glad to be here without it's morning time, so I'm not doing my martini glass. So, they nicknamed it the martini salad now because I put so many olives in it.
Oh.
So that's what I do. It's like, hey.
Hey, but it was your way of making it healthy.
I know. And, why need all the extra space for other stuff? And I love my martini. So thanks for having me on the show. Looking forward to it.
Oh, I'm so glad that you're here, Bish. Thank you so much for taking the time. I know that you're super, super busy. Robert, how does it feel hearing all that before you've even had your martini?
Well, I could do a mimosa since it's early morning. But anyway, life has been I've been very blessed in life. Mm-hmm. I do a lot of stuff and fun stuff. And all the stuff, the titles behind the name, it really sometimes doesn't mean anything to me because it's more important about the work than it is the titles. A friend of mine used to say, let people give you the titles and you just do the work.
Oh, I
love that because I bring passion to what I do. I enjoy what I do.
Yeah.
I've been at this for almost, believe it or not, 40 years.
Woo!
And so...
oh, yeah, but look at that skin.
I know.
When did you start? At age 3? Olive Olay works.
Cocoa butter and...
I'm just saying.
Moisturize.
Robert, so you've worn many hats, in over your 40 years of service, a Navy chaplain, right? Global justice, pastoral leadership. But today, what part of your calling feels the most alive? Like Sunshine Cathedral calls itself the world's leading progressive queer church, hashtag my queer church, which, what does that really mean in 2026?
I think in 2026, one of my passions is always justice work. And it's not about justice for just us, but it's justice for everyone.
Yeah.
So what sparks me at the Cathedral, this is our 20th year here, by the way. This is going on 20 years that Darrell and I have been here. And so what has always lit my passion about being here is the people, first of all. Because what we don't do for ourselves, we do for those who are yet to come. And so a lot of that focus around justice work about people who have not yet heard that tagline that we do, God loves you just as you are. Has always been kind of a bedrock. But I think what really excites me is about you just never know what you're going to get from day to day, or from Sunday to Sunday. You just don't know who's going to show up. And you have to do the work to prepare. So preparing for people to show up, not knowing who's going to show up, is kind of like that always exciting part to me, because it's like, a girl is like throwing a party and you hope someone shows up after the invitations have been sent out.
Yeah.
So, and we do it every Sunday. I call it a show. We do 2 shows every Sunday, 9 and 10:30.
Live shows,
But, when you think of the Cathedral, you think of the things that Cathedral represents also. It's a place of entertainment. It's a place of education. It's a place of spiritual development. And it's a spiritual community for a lot of people who call this place home, who have never come to a Sunday morning worship service.
Right.
The largest part of our community is online. And so with all our viewership from around the globe, it excites you to say, wow, what can we do next, and how do we do it differently? So,
I mean, but isn't it crazy that it's like a whole new world, and what you're doing is giving inclusivity, to a place, right? I remember being a kid and seeing these stained glass windows, right, in these beautiful churches, and seeing at the front, all are welcome, and then walking in and hearing the hard truth that it wasn't all are welcome.
Right. I grew up Baptist in the South.
Ooh,
so,
okay.
Rough territory on 2 fronts. But later in life, I learned it's like this, a part of the message that I carry with myself is I never bought into that. I was one of those, I was able to say, this is not about me. This is more about you than it is about me. And to live as an example of what it means to be beyond those religious trappings, scriptures, churches. And that when people say that I don't belong, I don't know how to exit. Because why stay there for that toxicity?
Yeah.
And that's a lot of toxic stuff that's going on.
Yeah. Okay. And let me touch on that. Like, I know gay people that go to churches where they're hostile up there about who they are. Why is that? Like a self-hate kind of punishment?
I think it's self-hate. There's a little bit of self-loathing. I think a little bit of everything, but I don't think people, let me break it down a little bit further. Black religion, it's a major trouble for a lot of Black people because they grow up with that religion that somehow says, I can't let go of this. But yet and still, I know that's not healthy for me to hear. And so I think it's just part of what they think that they need in order to stay where they are, but they really don't. I have a lot of friends who dabble. They come here and they go back to that, and and I call it the dabbling person, and so a lot of people still searching for that true meaning. And I think a lot of it that's searching within themselves to find what really works for them. Some folks get it, some folks don't, but at the same time, I just like the fact that Sunshine Cathedral is here for everybody, regardless of where they're on their journey.
It really is. And Sunshine is, and I love that I consider Sunshine Cathedral my queer church as well. When I am not able to go to Unity on the Bay, I come to Sunshine Cathedral, and I have seen firsthand how people exhale.
Yes.
When they walk into Sunshine Cathedral, right? And I don't even have to explain. I just got chills right now, right? Because you know exactly what I mean.
Especially the first-time visitors who don't know what to expect, but I can watch them and pick them out. It's like, this person's going to have an experience here today. And so many of them, once they begin to let their guards down, you can kind of tell, this is what I need. This is maybe even familiar. And they most of them end up in tears before at some point during the worship service. And I think that's a climax moment. They've hit their peak of what they needed spiritually for that day and for that moment. And you see them just exhale.
Yeah.
And it's a beautiful
100%.
thing to watch happen. So
100%. I have watched when your husband is up there at the pulpit giving his message, and I've seen a new person, and they are talking to us, folks. They are, right? But you see this person like Darrell's just talking to them. You know what I mean? And they're in tears, and they're just like, oh my God, I needed to hear this.
yeah, and I think the thing that I enjoy, we keep it real. You know, there's a lot of preachers I know, they go into that preacher's voice, and I just like, no, we talk to people.
Yeah.
You know, and it's about how you connect with people also. And I think how Darrell does his sermons often is speaking to people. He'll write the sermon. Okay, here's a little secret. So Darrell will write the sermon, and he say, "Did you read it?" I goes, "No, I want to hear it for the first time tomorrow." And people think that I have read his sermon before. I says no, because oftentimes what happens is that whatever he is saying is impacting me at the same time it's impacting others. And so it takes me a little bit to say, "Oh wow, now I get this,"
Yes.
or now I see how that fits. And so that's part of our little secret is I don't read
it beforehand. Yeah.
Because then I'll sleep on the sermon. I need to stay awake for the sermon. So
Twice.
yeah, twice. And it's 2 different sermons each time. So people think, oh, it's the same sermon at 9 o'clock. Oh, it's 2 different sermons, honey. I'm just telling you. So it's just like, and it's amazing. But to watch him from the crafting to the delivery, it's amazing to that. And then to hear it for the first one Sunday morning, it's like, okay, that was refreshing. That's what I needed.
I
People
love that
connect
you
with
want to hear it like that on the first time for Sunday. And if, again, and, you could watch Sunshine Cathedral online if you can't make it over there. The sermons are so... I can't explain it. Like, it has current events in it. It has stuff that you're going through. It has stuff that your mom's going through. It has stuff that's on the news. Like, it has stuff in history that you never heard of, but you should know. You know what I mean? Like,
There's something, it's always something in the sermon will touch you in some shape, form, or fashion. And it happens all the time. And I love people when they have that aha moment. Oh, I came from this tradition, and he's saying this, and I remember that from my tradition. But he's saying it in such a way that it's not confrontational.
Yeah.
It's open and welcome. But there's a lot of aha moments in there.
I love Darrell. So I got to talk about love for one moment. You know that you and Darrell are power couple that like me and Teresa wish to be every single day. You're fun, you're good looking, you have you know what it is to make a great martini. I mean, you and Bishop decades together.
This will be year 25 for us.
Year 25. Okay. Ministry together, life together. What's the secret sauce? Like, what have you learned about partnership that you wish more people understood, especially queer folks who don't grow up seeing healthy models like this?
Well, one thing I think is unique for us is that we're both in the same profession. So we have to understand our unique roles in our professional life as well as our personal life. And a lot of times that does overlap, but we know how to separate it out, that this is work and this is home. And he takes his vodka, his gin and tonic and go one way. I take my vodka tonic and go the other way. But I think the key has always been communication. And even in the difficult part of communication where you have to say things you may not want to hear, it's always just good to communicate it, because if you don't, it's gonna fester in some shape, form, or fashion. So for us, it's always communication. And I think that's the key number one thing, and being honest. And we love what we do, so that also connects us as well. But communication is at the top of the list. And we do a lot of religious talk too. So it helps break that down.
It does, right? It does. Do you ever get get all holy during sexy time? Oh my God, did I just say that? Oh my God.
Girl, I call him Jesus all the time. I mean, if it's really good, I hit the Trinity, but oh yeah, that's a time or two too.
No puedo. No puedo.
We mentioned the holy oils, but that's another story. You can invite me back to the holy oil conversation.
Are you sure that didn't say lube on it? No, we just said holy oil.
Holy oil.
Holy oils. Oh my God. So Robert, we've traveled together, right?
Yes.
Italy was one of the most incredible trips that I have ever been on to this day. And, I've gone to Turkey and I've gone to Egypt and I've gone to other places and Greece, but for whatever reason, that Italy trip solidified the fact that I wanted to continue to travel.
Yeah. that was a unique trip. That was the first time I think I did like a, travel out, helping out travel, the spoken wheel type thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that made a difference because people got to bond with people
Yes.
differently, and also like, yeah, we see each other in bed or we see each other here and there, but to travel with people, it's like, that's one of the things that makes people, it's one of those couple things. If you can travel well with people,
Yes.
you can really get along with them.
Yes.
And so I think just traveling and having had that experience, people bond, and they almost bond for life in a way that most people don't if they've never traveled with somebody like that.
Well, I want to say that was at the tail end of COVID, right? Because it was like
Yeah,
2021
yeah,
or
tail
something
end of
like that,
COVID,
right?
yeah.
So we were still kind of very aware of masks and stuff like that, and certain things were restricted, but we got to go to, the Vatican, we got to go everywhere. Like,
yeah.
it was just incredible. And like you said, some of those folks that we traveled with, like, I am super friends with them
Yeah.
now. And it's because of us traveling together that
Yeah.
we're still friends now, But something that I did notice in our travels, because we also went to Oktoberfest together. We've traveled,
Oh my gosh.
quite a few places together. You and your hubby are the same everywhere. Like, you're exactly the same on the pulpit as you are, at a bar in Italy, as you are traveling on a bus for a couple of hours. Like, you're grounded, you're playful, you're deeply connected.
Only if you can see the bubble above my head most of the time. Yeah, I mean, we are pretty much, I think that's one of the things that we appreciate about ourselves, is that we're pretty much authentic wherever we are, and we have this saying that if I can do it in church on Sunday morning, I can do it in the club, I can do it when I'm traveling somewhere outside of the country. Whatever you see, wherever you see us and whatever you see us doing, we pretty much come in our own selves. It's like, this is just who we are.
This is just me.
Yeah, this is just me. Don't expect any cartwheels and that. Whatever you see me doing, this is just it. And, if you got me at Oktoberfest with 5-liter, mugs in front of me, that's just me, and at the same time, if it's a moment that requires different, it's just us. But yeah, we love traveling. We love having fun. We love meeting people. And we mostly just love being ourselves.
Yeah.
Because it's too much work to be somebody else.
Wow.
And just be yourself. And I think that's how we appreciate each other and appreciate what we do at the same time.
So let's shift from the pulpit to the stage.
Okay.
Okay, because what you guys transformed that stage into is just incredible, right? Sunshine Cathedral is also serving culture, all right? You oversee the Center for the Performing Arts. What's coming in 2026 right now that people should be excited about? Like, I told you before we started the show that I've got to see Varla Jean, the drowsy Chappell Rowan. Oh my God, I gotta see it. Like, she's so freaking talented. And I saw her here the last time, I want to say. I'm also looking forward to seeing Ann Steele, who is just an incredible talent, who I was blessed to see her for the very first time on your stage years ago. And fell in love with her energy, her love for our community, for her love for South Florida. And, just consider her kind of like a part of the Sunshine Cathedral family, because she's here every year, Tell me what else to expect this year. There's a lot. You guys are jam-packed.
Yeah, I think we have like 24 shows for this season. And one of the things I love about our space is that a lot of spaces don't consider themselves, they just worship. We are worship and the arts. Worship is art, art is worship. But when we get to the art side of who we are, a lot of exciting shows. Some of you mentioned, but the one I'm really looking forward to is Jay Rodriguez.
Oh my God, Jay Rodriguez! I forgot from Queer Eye, right?
Yes, Jay Rodriguez is coming up on February the 13th, and so this will be a great show with him. And you mentioned Varla, Miss Richfield is coming.
And Miss Richfield is another one that comes every year and
also.
It sells out.
Yep.
Okay, so you got to get your tickets early. I mean, and so funny.
So funny, yeah. And Amy Stevens is coming back. So we have a great lineup for the rest of this year. And crazy thing, we're booking shows already for 2027.
What?
So
oh my
that's the exciting
goodness.
part about what
Did
we're
you
doing.
ever expect that to happen when you were like, hey, let's use this space for performing arts? We need more spaces like that.
I remember when we first started doing this series, if we got 6 shows in one little thing, oh my God, it was a success. And now it's like we got 24 shows in one season. And now it's like, if I could just book shows for a year or 2 years in advance, it's already happening naturally. So this has really grown. And so we're in our 17th season now. Wow. So it has really grown. And I love the people who come to these shows or these performances don't necessarily come to church.
Yeah.
But yet when they come inside of the cathedral, they experience a worship setting, but it's not worship. They're there for Ann Steele. They're there for Varla Jean. They're there for Richfield. They're there for all of them. And so, it takes on a whole different synergy of energy altogether when people come in for those shows. And I'm looking forward to it, like, especially sunshinecathedral.org/arts. Go there. You'll find
Go there for sure. Yeah. And one thing that I love is that at the beginning of every show, you make your husband go up there. You like how I said that you make your husband go up there, because you rarely go up there, okay? And he's got to go, "Hi, I'm Bishop. This is our church. Welcome to our Performing Arts Center. You're in for a great treat, blah, blah, blah. We are here because of this, the help of blah, 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 and blah. Please enjoy the show," But everyone usually is like, "What the hell? Why is there someone up? Does he have a collar on?"
And does he have a martini glass in his hand?
So people are always like, "Is he the opening act? Is he about to do some comedy?" And then he comes out. That's my favorite part of every show. And I'm there for the show, okay? But it's just like, okay, when is Darrell coming up?
You never know what he's going to say. That's the fun part.
Never.
But yeah, he's like the anchor to opening all the shows for us. And it can take any form that sometimes it depends on what's in the cup and what's not in the cup.
What's not in the cup.
As to what happens or not happens. But it's a great show, and he loves opening, because I think that's, for us, is kind of like getting people to see who we are.
Yes.
And you can see us on Sunday, but you can also see these shows at the same time.
And
interacting with our community.
And Sunshine Cathedral is #MyQueerChurch, right? It's not a surprise. It's not a secret that queer people love theater. We love to be entertained.
Yes.
We support folks that most people have never heard of.
Exactly. And I am so appreciative of our sponsors as well. We have a lot of great sponsors.
Our fund?
Our fund is one of them.
David Jobin, we love you.
Can is another one.
Can Community Cal, we love you.
Fast Prince is another one. We have our own liquor. Primo Liquor is one of our major sponsors also.
Oh my God.
Primo Liquor. I love their liquor. They have lots of
what a blessing.
Great tastings also. And also Outclick Magazine is one of our sponsors as well. So, thank you to our sponsors, but also thank you to the patrons. It's like, I look at the numbers last year, and I think we had over 15,000 people who attended a performance last season, and I think we're going to break that this season.
Wow.
Performances. So that's how well this off-Broadway, out of what manners, but in Fort Lauderdale theater is doing in our community, that's making an impact in people's lives. So
Listen,
we love it.
It's 12 minutes from Wilton. It's really not that serious, Let's go back to Jay Rodriguez real quick, okay? Because I'm like all about, is he singing? Is he acting? What's he doing?
I think he's doing a little bit of it all, and if I can get him to take his shirt off too, that would be even better.
Yes. One of my favorite shows that you put on was Christopher Hamlin, right? I mean, like when he came and he brought it he changed outfits and he was the whole show. I was blown away. I didn't know he played all those instruments. I didn't know he did all this stuff. And then there was another show, I'm getting chills, with Latrice Royale.
Oh my God.
Where she came and did all the color guard stuff, right? The flags and everything.
And I'm just keep thinking, oh my God, don't drop anything, But these are amazing, talented people who we bring to the stage. And like you said earlier, a lot of it is local talent too.
Yes.
And that's why I don't think a lot of people realize how much local talent we have in this area.
No.
And we can do our part, but we're on our community to highlight some of these local talents that we're going to be having.
But what an opportunity for you to do that, though. I know plenty of local talent that has started on that stage. Sam, Sam Fry, who is amazing. Alexander Zenos, who's on the show today. I know plenty of people that have started on that and have been so appreciative to have that. One last thing about the Performing Arts Center, something that you did add in 2025 was the pub and the pub experience, okay? Our community likes to eat and drink, okay?
Exactly.
And for such a modest fare addition to your ticket, you get to go and eat some great food and have, have open bar right before the show. And come on, every show is better after an open bar.
Exactly. It's a great place to hang out, meet up with your friends before you get into the show, and the atmosphere is great. There's always live entertainment music that's happening in the pub. So it's a great addition to our performing arts series, and it's really going over really well. I'm excited about it. I'm excited what happens with the next.
I love that. All right, so make sure that you go to sunshinecathedral.org/arts. That's easy peasy, right? And start buying your tickets today, because I'm telling you, a lot of them are going to sell out, and they're going to sell out soon this year, because everybody's just like ready. They're ready to buy their tickets for the year. They're ready to be entertained, So Bishop, I have you in bed, so I have to take advantage of this, as people step into 2026, and they already have, and some people probably started their resolutions and already got them messed up already, at this point. But what spiritual resolutions should we all be making, regardless of faith background?
end of December, thought about my resolutions also for 2026, and I thought I'm not making one.
Okay.
I think the only thing I concluded was just to be more me, just to be true to myself, find ways to be more true to who I am. All the other stuff will happen.
Like it's supposed to.
Yeah, like it's supposed to. Yeah, you can do the gym, you can do the weight, or you can do the drinking, or you can do all these other things that are, the top 5 list, and 1 month into it, you're not doing them. But I think you can always find moments to be true to yourself. I think that's the best resolution we can do, is to improve ourselves, either spiritually, religiously, and find those things that work for us. Church don't work for everybody. I have a lot of people say, I'm more spiritual, I go to the beach. Go wherever you got to go.
Yeah.
But just be true to yourself. Work on you.
What's your word for 2026?
My word for 2026, and it's so funny you should ask me this, because our family, I'm the last of 14 siblings. So my family does this thing every year on the first Sunday, is that we get together via Zoom, and we have to come up with our word for the year.
Okay. Oh, wow. Okay.
So we just did this yesterday on Sunday, this past Sunday. So my word for the year is steadfastness. So steadfastness is about being strong, being able to endure, having people have your back, you have people back, because politically we don't know what's going to happen.
No, at all.
Even non-profit religion, we don't know what's going to happen. But if you find a way to be steadfast in what you're doing and being true to it, then it gives you strength, and also gives others strength, and also provides an opportunity for you to grow. So I'm going to look at steadfastness with martini glasses.
No, I love that.
Yeah.
And when I hear steadfastness, I think that you are solid, that you have your 2 feet on the ground. You know where your 2 feet are at. You know where the steps you just took are at. You're trying to face forward and setting a boundary where you know who you are and you're not going to change that.
Exactly.
You're
solid.
Okay.
It's like as solid as a rock.
Yeah.
And you take on those things that feed you. Get rid of the toxicity stuff.
Yeah.
You invite things into your space that gives you energy, that gives you strength, and that also, it can help you with your own steadfastness as well.
We had a white stone ceremony this past Sunday at Unity on the Bay, and so my word for the year is magnetic. And it's basically just attracting all that can serve me, right?
Yeah.
To help me with my relationships, my heart, my career, my friendships. And if it's not, then it needs to just stay away.
I love it.
What should we stop apologizing for in 2026?
In 2026, stop apologizing for self, because I think we get ourselves in the way. Stop apologizing to yourself. Allow yourself to be yourself. And
that comes with mistakes. And that comes with
everything that we are. So stop apologizing for who you are and just tune into who you are and allow yourself to be it. We hinder ourselves by saying, "Oh, I can't," or "I shouldn't." Maybe sometimes we can and we should, and just jump for it. Go for it.
I love that. All right, Bishop. So it's time for my favorite game. It's called Say What with FayWhat. Okay, it's a quick fire or game. I give you 2 options, and you just answer real quick. You ready?
Oh my gosh! Let me Hail Mary full of grace. Okay, let's go for it.
Early morning prayer or late night meditation?
Late night meditation.
Big cathedral service or intimate cycle worship?
Both and.
Okay. Justice work or pastoral care?
Justice work.
Italy or Oktoberfest?
Both.
Martini with olives or Durrell's cornbread dressing?
Both.
Preaching or producing a show?
Preaching.
Ooh! Bishop Robert Griffin, thank you so much for your faith, your friendship, honestly, your leadership, and for reminding us that love and justice are holy work.
Amen.
And we can all do it, right?
So say it.
And because this is my tradition on my show, on the count of 3, look into that camera and give them your best FayWhat. 1, 2, 3.
FayWhat!
Yeah, that was a good FayWhat. That was some Southern cornbread shit in there. You heard that? Follow Sunshine Cathedral Center for the Performing Arts, or go to sunshinecathedral.org/arts for everything to do with Sunshine Cathedral Performing Arts Center. Okay, lots of shows coming up, and you don't want to miss out. So go get your spirit fed and your soul entertained, right?
Indeed.
Indeed. Thank you, Bishop.
Thank you.
I love you, baby.
Love you.
So that's it. That's the FayWhat Show. I hope you had fun. Thank you so much to Alexander Zenos for being in bed with me, you sexy animal, you. And I cannot wait for your concert, Civil Disobedience, January 10th, Gray Box Theater. I can't wait to be there. It's going to be a fantastic time. Birds of Paradise, I love them as well. They are extraordinary. I already got my tickets. Okay, and I already got my best friend to buy her tickets. So where can other people get their tickets?
Well, you can go online right now at www.alexanderzinos.com and click the link right inside there on the front page, and it'll take you right to the tickets.
There you go.
Hassle-free.
Hassle-free. Get your tickets right now. Thank you so much for being in bed with me, baby.
Thank you so much. I'll see you on Saturday,
I'll see
January
you on
10th.
Saturday, and then we're going to continue and celebrate Cal's birthday.
Oh, yeah, please.
What?
Bring a fork. There'll be tons of cake. There'll be dancing. There'll
Bring
be
a fork.
Music. There'll be a bar. Super fun after party, guys.
Bring a fork. Thank you, Alexander. And also, I got to say thank you to Bishop Robert Griffin for joining me in bed and telling us all about Sunshine Cathedral's next performing arts series, which is going to be super interesting now for 2026. So thank you to both of them for joining me in bed. You know, folks, I'm really passionate about trying to connect the L and the G in our LGBTQ plus community. Sometimes it's hard for us girls, but if we believe we are one strong community, then we must support all the letters of our LGBT and Q plus. We open every show with a nod to Mary Tyler Moore and That Girl's Marlo Thomas. This show is dedicated to a strong LGBTQ plus community. I just encourage you to be a little bit kinder, a little bit funnier, and to embrace our tremendous diversity, because it really is what makes us so damn strong. Until then, make sure you follow me on all social media outlets, Facebook, IG, Blue Sky, TikTok, YouTube. Follow FayWhat. Until next Monday at 9 a.m. live or anytime on demand. I'm FayWhat, and I'm #ThatGirl. I wish you a week full of sunshine and rainbows. Please consider fostering or adopting a pet in need. Love you. Stay gay.
Rainbows, gay boys, #ThatGirl. Sunbeams, drag queens, L-word. Is that girl the girl of all our dreams? She's everything that every girl should be. Aqua, South Beach, #ThatGirl. Pride-filled, tea-dance, Wilton. Is that girl Latina, but she's universal?